before you keep scrolling through your YouTube recommendations, I want to ask you to do me a favor. Stop being so neurotic and chill for a moment, for heaven's sake. Where are you running all the time?
Why are you running?
Or maybe, what is it that you're running away from? I know that you probably have lots of things to do and you're probably procrastinating by watching this video right now, maybe doing some other thing at the same time, and I'm not blaming you for those things. I just want to ask you a few questions. First one, why do you feel like if you just relax for a moment and let your thoughts go a different direction, disconnected from everything, from the internet, from the media, from what other people say, you're going to lose all your progress? I'm going to answer this question for you. Nowadays, the amount of things that we humans do is insane. The planet can literally no longer sustain us because of how we treat it in our constant rush to do, to make, to achieve, to basically rush towards death. Because of this system, you have been programmed into thinking that you have to occupy yourself 24/7 with doing things. You are programmed to think that having a full to-do list that is 2 pages long, and that's just the things you have to do in one day, is somehow normal and desirable. Nobody has explained to you that if you do not rest, your brain will literally not be able to absorb information properly, to process it properly. You will not be able to put your 100% into something and therefore do it so good that you will interest other people in what you're doing. I'm a firm believer that we as a society need to chill.
Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to?
Another question I have for you. This week, out of all the meals you've had, how many times did you actually savor the food you were eating? Probably not even once. Maybe you haven't even noticed what you were consuming because you were so preoccupied by the piles of trashy problems that life and other fellow earthlings were throwing into your face on a daily basis. It is considered to be normal, but I don't think it should be. Therefore, the next time you eat or drink a tea or whatever it is that you want, try to actually savor what you're consuming, at least for those 10-15 minutes that you're eating or drinking something. Disconnect your head from the preoccupations that you have, no matter how big, how universal they seem at the moment. They're not as important in the universal scale as you assume. So moving on to the next thing. If you procrastinate constantly and no matter what you do, you don't find the motivation, the inspiration, the blah blah, the whatever, there is probably too much pressure on your shoulders that you have put on yourself, or maybe you might just be tired. You're not lazy. You're not putting something off because you're a bad person or because you don't have enough strength, willpower, whatever it is, to do something. Maybe you just need to relax for a moment. Have you ever considered that even muscles need time to rest in order to grow? If you're prioritizing your work, your achievements over your health, your sleep, quality time with other people, with yourself, with your own emotions, maybe you're not going in the right direction. At least I don't believe so. Lots of times I'm faced with people telling me what to do about my life in order to become more productive. Why do you think that I want to become more productive? Why do you think that I have to be awake 24/7, rushing around, doing something in order to feel satisfied with myself and with what I do? I find it ridiculous when adult people tell me what to do about my life when they have their body destroyed, their psychological health destroyed, their family destroyed, everything, when they literally are not happy one single moment of the day, yet they think that by recommending me how to live, I will somehow become better. Why don't we create more beauty around us, put more effort into every little detail in our lives, spend more time on everything we do, but feel truly satisfied and like we're going at the right pace for ourselves? Every person has a different capacity to store energy. So for some person, for example, writing 10 pages a day if they're a writer is a normal thing to do. For another person, writing 1 paragraph a day is a normal thing to do. It's a big achievement. And there is nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that if you do less, you're not able to produce valuable work. Sometimes by doing less, you're doing it with more quality, and therefore you're going to get just as much or even more than a person who overdoes things. I am not some giver of universal truth here. It's just my personal opinion. But just be conscious all the time that if you assign value to something, it doesn't mean that it actually has this value. Most of the times, it's just the meaning that we assign to something that gives this thing this huge value and meaning. Even the Mona Lisa is much more pricey and is much more known by society, not because it's better than other Leonardo da Vinci's paintings, but just because there was a scandal around it that made it much more valuable. I'm just saying it because we sometimes think that some things are so immensely important and therefore we have to put all of our efforts and strength into it, when actually we're just diminishing our desire to do those things by assigning them this huge value, which they might not even have. The next time you want to procrastinate, the next time you don't feel motivated to do something, the next time you're tired and you don't find meaning in something, maybe consider rewatching your priorities. Because in many cases, if you don't want to do something, you actually don't have to do those things. Maybe the next time you choose between working a few more hours or going out and just breathing fresh air and looking at how beautiful the world around you is, choose the second option and see what happens. Because I've noticed in my life as well as in other people's lives that whenever we people just relax and start going with the flow and still put effort into the things that mean a lot to us, but just don't stress out that much about those things, that's when we start achieving things. That's when results start coming our way like crazy. We suddenly let go of the resistance, and that's why things start flowing our way. So if you're struggling with something, if you have resistance towards doing something, instead of pushing yourself even harder, for once I encourage you to try to just let go of it. Accept it. I don't want to do this right now. The next time you feel like you've done everything to achieve something and you still can't achieve it, let go of it. Let go of the immense value that you've assigned to this something that you've tried to achieve. Is it actually making your life worth living? If it is not, in most cases you can drop those things and go in the direction of doing something that you will actually value and that you will actually want to do. And then if in those things you find yourself feeling that resistance and procrastinating, then just drop the resistance by realizing that whatever you do, it is a part of the process and you have the right to relax, the right to disconnect, the right to quit if you find that it's not actually what you want to do. And no matter how important something feels like in the moment, in most cases it is not actually as important as you think it is. So just stop stressing out so much, and I hope that you will actually step in the direction of doing the things that you actually want to do. And this is my wish for you, for today and for the days to come. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, I suggest you stay on this channel with me and watch my other videos. I really hope to see you in my next video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.